Feleboga coffee break here from the quite wet and windy Nordstrand neighborhood of Oslo. We're coming to you with a special sort of seasonal broadcast this evening. We picked some tunes that fit this kind of time of the year, which we're coming up on. We're coming up on All Saints, and we're coming up on Reformation Day, and we're coming up on Samhain, and we're coming up on Dios de los Muertos. All kinds of things, all kinds of crazy things happening out in the atmosphere. According to the Celtic religions, this part of the time is the hinge time of the year when we're entering the dark tunnel of the year. And in that religion, they call this a liminal time, which is where the boundary between this world and the next is a little bit thin and porous. So that's why we have all the ghost stories and trick-or-treating and all these customs that have grown up around this pagan holiday. So we're going to do a couple tunes, and we're going to get right to it now with one of the great ghost stories of the old-time repertoire called the House Carpenter. And this is a story, if you don't know it, it's also, this story comes to us in several different versions. One of them is called it's a ballad called James Harris. And another one is called The Demon Lover. And basically the story is that a lover, an old lover, comes to visit a woman in disguise, and it turns out to be the devil himself, and turns her away from her home and her family and her house carpenter. And as you will hear, the result is tragic, really. So I'm going to put on my glasses because we've got a lot of words to do on this one. Okay, here we go. So this is the House Carpenter. I should say that this is a version that we have from the great, fantastic, wonderful Doc Watson, and a couple of twists from Gene Ritchie, who has a fantastic, fantastic version of it. So here we go, the House Carpenter. we met, my whole true love. We met, said he. I've just returned from the salt, salt sea. It's all for the love of thee. I could have married the king's daughter fair. She would have married me. I've forsaken her crown of thorn. It's all for the sake of thee. Come in, my old true love. Come in, she said to him. For it's been 3/4 of a long, long year since together we have been. No, I can't come in, no, I can't sit down, for I have but a moment's time. And they say that you married a house carpenter. Your heart will never be mine. Said he, I'll take you to where the grass grows green, on the banks of Bitteree. And then she picked up her sweet little babe, and kisses she gave it 3. Said, stay at home, my darling little babe, and keep your papa company. Then he jumped up on a milk white steed, and her on cavalry. They rode until they came to the banks of the sea, 3 hours before the break of day. They had not been on the ship 2 weeks. I'm sure it was not free, until his true love began to weep and to weep, and she wept bitterly. see no more. It's neither for your silver I weep, and neither for your store, but it's all for the sake of my sweet little babe, whose face I'll never see no more. A curse to the sailor she cried, a curse she swore. You robbed me of my house carpenter, whose face I'll never see no more. They had not been on the ship 3 weeks, I'm sure it was not 4, till they sprung a leak in the bottom of the ship, it sank to rise no more. What hills so fair and bright, what hills so wide and fair, both those be the hills of heaven, my dear, but you won't never go there. What hills down yonder see, what hills as black as coal, oh, those be the hills of hell, my dear, where we must surely go. That's the story of the House Carpenter. There we are for our Halloween, Samhain, All Saints, Dios de los Muertos Reformation Day special. And yeah, that's a famous one. That's a good one.
And the first tune we played was?
Wild Horse.
Wild Horse.
Yeah, and that's a John Salyer tune, I believe.
That version, yep.
Yeah, that version. Where did we have that one from?
Well, actually from the recordings, home recordings that were made by his sons.
Right.
Yeah, at home.
Right.
And really, now is a good time to mention that we are so lucky to have these recordings today because of the work of Bruce Green, who befriended the family and really convinced them to allow these recordings to come out. And now you hear these tunes played everywhere, all the festivals, jam sessions.
Right.
We're very fortunate to have that repertoire.
Wow. Imagine that moment that the decision was made to record them. It was just some guy that came up with an idea. And
well, they recorded them for themselves at home, but they were so afraid really of being taken advantage of by record companies that they were very tobacco.
Reluctant. Reticent, I think is the word we say.
To let those out, you know. So,
all right.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, we're moving on to another tune here in G. This is a tune called Barlow Knife. And this is a pretty standard tune. This is a tune you hear a lot around. We looked it up. A Barlow knife is a kind of a pocket knife, but apparently the Barlow knife only has blades on the one end of the knife, and not the pocket knife. The pocket knives that I grew up with in the Midwest in America, they had blades on both sides. But the Barlow knife is a rounded edge, better to fit in your hand, I would imagine. Yeah.
But a folding knife.
A folding, yeah, it's a folding knife. Yeah, it's a folding knife, yeah. If they had only had it on the ship,
Well,
maybe she could have repaired of course, who knows? I mean, that was,
well,
I think the leak in the ship was probably the least of her problems at that point.
I think so.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay, anyway,
All
this,
right.
but Barlow Knife, here we go. there on the Feleboga Halloween Soane Reformationstag special, coming to you from the Nordstrand neighborhood of Oslo. We've been drinking coffee for quite a while, so you may tell that
this is kind of the Feleboga too much coffee
the
break.
Feleboga too much coffee break. Okay, Hans, you're going to sing one now. We're going to both sing it together. I think they'll probably realize that after a very short time.
This is potentially just as tragic song, but just a little bit less.
That's right. This is a kind of this set is going over towards the dark side a little bit. This is really
but dark but hyper.
hyper dark. There must be some hyper dark. Hyperspace something.
Anyway, this is called Tell It To Me, and it was recorded by the Tenneva Ramblers. And the Tenneva Ramblers were this string band that used to back up the father of country music, Mr. Jimmy Rogers. Unfortunately, they ditched him right before he got his breakthrough at the Bristol Sessions in 1927.
Oh, really? I bet they were like, nah.
I don't know, but
timing.
yeah.
All right. Wow. How about that?
Huh.
And we learned it, I think, from Mac and Jenny Trainham.
All right. There we are. Okay. Tell it to me. But this is also kind of in the group of songs about the cocaine blues.
About the cocaine blues?
Yeah, the cocaine blues, about the whole sort of thing about the evils of cocaine. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The genre.
The genre, right.
Okay.
The genre says his storytelling
Okay.
genre about the cocaine blues,
So
right?
this requires a follow-up, I guess.
Yeah, Little Sadie and the cocaine blues and all this other stuff, those are all part of the same,
Okay.
yeah, stories.
We'll have to discuss that next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Walking up Fifth Street, coming down Main, trying to find a nickel for tobacco. Cocaine, cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink cold liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Sniff cocaine, sniff from a knife, sniff cocaine, it'll take my life. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink corn liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Sniff cocaine, sniff in the wind, the dust says to me, don't say when. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink cold liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. All you rounders think you're tough, feed your women on bread and snuff. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink cold liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink cold liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear. Tell it to me, drink cold liquor, let the cocaine be. Cocaine, don't kill my honey, dear.
All right. Tell it to me. There we are. All right, so this is a tune called Muddy Creek. Yep. And this is a tune that I remember when we first started playing. I think back in the day I was playing guitar before we switched for the great instrument switch. Yeah. And this tune, tell us a little bit about.
Well, it's another John Salyer tune, actually, third one of the program so far. So
Right, John Salyer,
yeah,
right.
Good tune.
Yeah. Great. All right, here we are, Muddy Creek.
Tell
Okay, Muddy Creek. Muddy Creek, we may as well give you a little bit of the weather report here from the Oslo area. It's been very, very rainy the last several days. So it is not difficult to look out the window of your car or the train or the bus or wherever and see a muddy creek, and sometimes run right down the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Muddy City Creek.
What makes me think of our favorite walk through the woods that's really just in our neighborhood almost, and there's a little creek, a little river, so walking along that, it's pretty muddy about now, so I guess that's what I was thinking about while I played that tune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Creek.
I was thinking about, you know, there's that, when you take the train in from Lillestrøm into Oslo, you know, there's the creek that runs along the side, like
Yeah.
around between Alna and Bryn. Yeah, that's lovely. Some horse farms down there, actually. Surprisingly, when you get down in there, it's really like out in the country all of a sudden. Yeah.
Yeah, in the middle of this industrial area.
That's right, yeah. Okay, so we're going to move on now. We've wrapped up the weather report, and we're going to move on to a tune from Sacred Harp, and this is a pretty well-known tune. It's excerpted a lot out of the Sacred Harp, which means that sometimes you hear this tune played by string bands and people that are not inside a Sacred Harp singing. And this is a tune called Idumaya. Yeah.
Which is referring to...
I believe a town in Sweden, but I'm sure someone will chime in and correct us on that. I believe. And am I born to die, to lay this body down, and must my trembling spirit fly into a world unknown? Buried in sorrow and sin, and hands marked o'er we lay, but we arise by grace divine to see a happy day. Our land of deepest shade, unpierced by human thought, the dreary regions of the dead, where all things are forgot. from the Sacred Harp book. That's one of the more mournful tunes from that collection. But yeah, it's a beautiful tune, beautiful tune. Well, it looks as if we have come now to yet again the conclusion of another Feleboga coffee break from the windy and rainy Nordstrand neighborhood of Oslo, Norway. We hope that you've enjoyed spending some time with us here, and we would love to hear from you, so please don't be a stranger. Send us a little greeting on the Facebook page, and that's always a big treat for us to see who's been watching and who says hi and all the other stuff. And there we are, and don't be a stranger, as we have said already several times this evening.
Have more coffee.
Have more coffee.
Have more
Paul.
coffee.
Yeah.
I'm almost out, but I think I've had enough. So, all right. So this is a tune called. You're gonna have to tell me a little bit about this tune. Skidaddlelink is the name of this tune.
Old Skidaddlelink.
Old Skidaddlelink.
Probably a horse. I think it's a
I think
horse.
so.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
So we're starting and ending with horses.
Horses.
A horse
That's right.
theme. Yeah.
That's a horse
I
theme.
learned this tune from a wonderful musician, Gerry Milnes, and it's from West Virginia.
A West Virginia tune.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Old Skidaddlelink. Up with Old Skidaddlelink from West Virginia. That's a tune we have. We're happy to share with you tonight. And there we have come to the conclusion of yet another Feleboga coffee break. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're all staying safe and comfortable, reasonably comfortable wherever you are. And look forward to seeing you soon.